Hello and welcome, Aries. We're going to get some messages for you today. This is timeless, so whenever you find it, if it resonates, it's for you. Keep in mind that these are collective in general, so receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Never give your power away to a reading or an outcome. Remember that you are a conscious creator and you shift and change your timeline with your free will choice. Also, keep in mind that in your chart, you have many different signs that can be important for you. Or if you see a video, and even if that's not your sun sign and you feel called to it, go ahead and give it a look because it might have messages for you. So for the messages today, Aries, I've kind of separated this into general messages, love and relationship, and family messages. But we have the overall theme of focus and the number 22. So we got Mercury retrograde, right? That's coming up, and that can be a bit distracting sometimes, right? So it's really important that you're focusing on what you want to create. I'm going to read this card at the end of the messages, and that feels like it's an overall theme for you at this time, Aries. So an overall, just kind of general message. We started with the Three of Cups in reverse. Now, this immediately what comes to mind is gossip, okay? So you might be the talk of the town or the talk of the office or the talk within some social groups here. Not everybody has the best intentions for you, Aries, so it's important that you keep certain things private in your experience, right? Because people like to share their opinions sometimes, and they're not always helpful, or those people aren't, necessarily qualified. So with this Three of Cups in reverse, I mean, this is kind of a message of just let them talk, right? Let them talk and don't overshare with the wrong, with the wrong social circles with the Three of Cups in reverse. It also speaks about, and clarified, with the Ten of Wands, it speaks about releasing someone from a social circle perhaps, or releasing. Some of you might be evolving and growing and outgrowing certain social circles here. But with the Three of Cups reverse and the Ten of Wands, it might be, especially because Mercury retrograde, there's somebody who wants to kind of reunite with you. That can be a Three of Cups upright message. But with the Ten of Wands, you're making sure to release that. And I feel like once you do, you will feel a whole lot better here. I feel like too, Aries, you're learning to trust yourself. You're learning to trust what feels aligned and best for you. It's interesting because we have the Four of Pentacles energy here. And the Four of Pentacles is kind of like holding on to what you've created, but afraid to expand or afraid to release in order to receive more. But to me, this also represents that right now you might not be feeling as trusting of other people around you. So you're, kind of keeping your energy to yourself, or you are, a bit more closed off at this time, right? And you might be called to do that, with that Four of Pentacles, and again, with maybe a social circle that's gossiping or something like that. But the Four of Pentacles is you're also working and kind of holding on to your stability. You could be saving, you could be preparing for something in the future. But you're keeping things kind of to yourself. You're a little closed off. This is a little bit my precious energy coming through here, right? But then we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Wands is about passion, creativity. I love this Ace of Wands because it's like two different worlds kind of blending together. The Ace of Wands is that passionate new beginning, that inspiration. It might be that you're kind of keeping something to yourself right now. You're not wanting to share because it's not ready to share yet, right? With that Ace of Wands energy. But there's excitement definitely brewing here for you, Aries, as an overall message. It just feels like you're kind of weeding out those that don't align with you, or people's opinions that you're like, nope, I'm going to take that weight off my shoulders. I'm going to drop it right where I stand, and I'm going to continue to move forward, right? But people are also revealing themselves to you, Aries, and it's pretty obvious, right? There's certain people that want us to evolve and grow, and there's certain people that want us to stay stuck in a version that they're comfortable of us being in. And with this Ace of Wands and the passion, the fiery energy, like you're ready to evolve and grow. You're ready to expand. You're ready to take action. In fact, this represents the hand of the divine giving you that inspiration, right? So you're being very selective about your energy, who you're spending time with, right? Who you're sharing information with. And again, this Four of Pentacles could simply be the Pentacles typically represent the material, but this could also be your energy, your time, who you spend time with, who you're giving your time or your energy to. So you're being far more selective. It's really interesting because it's not a whole lot of Aries energy until the Ace of Wands. But then when we get into the love and relationships, we have the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Cups, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ace of Pentacles. So this makes sense here, Aries, because you're protecting your happiness. You're protecting that which brings you joy, your higher timeline experience. Not only that, you're collaborating with the right energies and people that can help make that a reality with the Ace of Pentacles energy. So, you know what you're doing with that Knight of Swords energy. You know what you're doing here, and you're very protective of what you're creating and building, and it is for a brand new beginning. And since this does have to do with love and relationships, it's like love and relationships are really grounding in your experience for a very beautiful new beginning with that Ace of Pentacles. And again, it feels like it's a divine new beginning, but it's something that is collaborative, right? So it would be like if you're in a beautiful relationship and you're connecting in and getting to know each other and you're really happy and you're in this love bubble, and then the people want to put in all their opinions and all their, perspectives and everything like that, you're not sharing that relationship with those people, right? You're not sharing your relationship with those people. You're protecting it. You're protecting it, and you're protecting this new beginning with the Ace of Pentacles. So it's really interesting that you have this card of focus, because it's also you being very present and clear with who is on your side and who's not. And I hate to say it in that way, but honestly, that's the way it is here, where it's like who's with you evolving and growing and who's trying to hold you back, who's talking behind your back, who's, playing games, right? Who's trying to keep you small versus those that are elevating you. But with love and relationships, you're quite happy. Things are grounding in a beautiful way. Those that are around your relationship are those that are collaborative and helpful and supportive and loving with that Three of Pentacles energy. It also speaks about creating a plan. So you're not flying by the seat of your pants here, Aries, even though you do have that Ace of Wands, which is that passion and that fire. And you do have the Ten of Cups, which is being elated. Like that's an energy of bliss and joy. But the Three of Pentacles speaks about contracts. It speaks about the details. It speaks about making a plan. And you're planning for this new beginning, okay, in love and relationships. So it looks like things are going really well for you here. And you might be a little bit kind of defensive at first, but then I feel like that's starting to melt away again with the right energies, the right people. But you do feel like you're going through a timeline shift here, and you're gonna see yourself like around certain situations or with certain people in certain social groups, and somebody's gonna say something and be like, I don't know about that, right? It's going to become clear to you like who you can trust and open up to, and who you just kind of keep at surface level if you even have to interact with that person at all. But something beautiful, the seeds that you've planted are growing, and I think it's because this is amplified by joy. So you're quite happy here, and you're protective of it. Like, this is not messing around energy. With the Knight of Swords can be very abrupt and direct. That sword can be cutting, obviously, right? So these would be your words, and you are speaking your mind very clearly to other people. That's another message that's coming through. So you have these seeds planted of intention, of planning out, of taking the logical steps, of collaboration with the right energies. It's fueled by joy, which is such a high frequency and beautiful frequency to manifest from. And then you have this new beginning coming in with the Ace of Pentacles. Whatever that great value is for you, but typically it does represent something material and physical. It could be a new house. It could be a commitment. It could be what you're putting into this relationship, into this connection at this time. When we get into the family messages, it's quite interesting because we have the Queen of Pentacles, which represents the mother, the business owner. Okay. We have the Six of Pentacles in reverse. So someone's having to kind of release here. Then we have the Four of Cups and Temperance. So some of you could be healing a mother wound at this time. You could be giving yourself a lot more love, or kind of if you had parents that weren't as loving or supportive, like you've learned to give yourself that. I'm seeing that here. With the Four of Cups and the Temperance energy, the Four of Cups typically represents rejection. And the Temperance energy is alchemy, right? So there are a lot of changes that are happening here, Aries, and there might be certain family members that are not necessarily on board, or they are not seeing the beauty of kind of what you're doing. But with the Temperance card, it says just kind of have patience. And if there's a lot of changes that are happening in your life and your experience that affect your family, to understand it might take some time for them to adjust, right? Especially if like there was any codependency that you have like within your family here. That's another message that's coming through. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, it could be codependent, either someone who's codependent on you, or you were, it feels more like that. Someone who is codependent on you, who's now realizing they can't do that anymore. Okay. So there's definitely a mother wound that is healing with that Queen of Pentacles energy. And again, the Temperance Sagittarius energy is about the alchemy and balancing things out and patience and adjusting. And this mother figure might have a angel in particular helping them to heal or work with them with some of these changes that are happening. But the Six of Pentacles upright is like giving to two different situations of being very generous. And it just feels like your focus is shifting here and people are having to adjust. But you're becoming more clear about where you want to focus your time and energy, right? It feels like there's more direction that is coming into your experience and into your life here. So let's go ahead and read this focus card and we'll wrap this up for you, Aries. Number 22 could be significant. Again, that's about, partnership energy. So there's quite a bit. Number 222 might be significant. Okay. What you focus on is what you create. So put your attention on thoughts that are beautiful, worthwhile, and loving. It's time to focus your intent and your passion on one thing rather than being scattered in different directions. Yeah, I think that had to do with the Mercury retrograde and maybe some of the energies that you were around, Aries. Your soul wants you to know what you see around you is the result of what you focus on. When you direct your thoughts toward good, you attract positive experiences and people into your life. But when you focus on what isn't working, you create even more challenging situations. If you aren't pleased with the direction of your life, concentrate on what you desire. Do not on what you don't want. To develop inner power, gather your internal energy and focus intently on one thing. Being scattered in a myriad of directions dilutes your strength. Devote your attention to your career, your relationships, a hobby, or something that you're passionate about. Diminish activities that aren't essential to this goal, and it will be just a matter of time until miracles begin to occur. And the affirmation is, all of my thoughts are directed toward my highest good. Yeah, and to kind of speak to that too, is also being aware of the energies that are influencing you and affecting you, okay? And keeping your energy clear here, Aries, because it does feel like when you focus, you have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, there are miracles that can happen here. You can have these manifestations come in very quickly for you because you're aligned and you're, claiming what it is that you desire and you're focusing on it and you're kind of ignoring the extra unnecessary noise, right? And I think that's something that's really important. And I think you being on this journey also puts others on a journey as well, because you are a leader and other people are going to be kind of influenced by you and the decisions that you're making. Like their realities are shifting and changing because of you too. So stay focused on what you want to create, okay? Try your best not to get distracted here, Aries, and just continue to release and refine. Release and refine and focus on one thing so that you don't feel so scattered. Make sure that you are setting healthy boundaries with people so that they're not taking up time and attention that you don't necessarily want to give. Okay, but this is beautiful, Aries. Thank you so much for joining me. Receive what aligns, release what doesn't. Take the best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.